The headquarters here, at the national level, we've been doing what we should to support our various commands and formations to do the needful. So we are going to harness all available means to make sure we have effective policing of this country across board in all the 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory. So the commissioners of police, recently there were some changes in the commissioners of police we have. So we will continue to review our strategies to take certain administrative and operational steps to be in tandem with current and present happenings in Nigeria and even across the globe. So we are current, and we are proactive enough. We are dynamic enough to move with things, to move with time too. So as incidences, crimes have various dimensions, we too are dynamic to have dimensions of approaches to tackle them as they come. Taking charge of some of these liberated areas. While we still notice that some areas we still experience some ripple effects of some of the activities of non-state actors in almost all the 6 geopolitical zones. We're having one issue or the other. Though these incidences vary over space, and they have their own peculiarity. What we have in the southwest is different from what we have in the southeast. What we have in the southeast is different from what we have in the south-south. What we have in the south-south is different from what we have in the north-central, northeast, or northwest. So every region has its own peculiarity. So and we tackle these incidences, insecurity as per region. The model, the method, the approach I use in northwest may not work in northeast. The one I use in northeast may not work in north central or southeast, southwest, or south-south. So we give each geopolitical zone what each of these geopolitical zones what they want, how to action. We have actually trained officers and men of the police. The belief of the IGP is that if someone is not informed, you cannot enforce anything. If you are not informed, you cannot police anything. Majorly, we know that policing democracy is a very difficult task. Managing election security is a very difficult task. So if you're having these difficulties and difficult tasks ahead of us, you need to be prepared. You need to have the knowledge you need. You need to understand the laws you are even going to enforce. We know that they have reviewed the Electoral Act. So we have the new Electoral Act 2022 as amended. There are so many changes in the Electoral Act. There are so many alterations, changes, additions, subtractions, and the likes. So there is need for us as law enforcement agents who are saddled with the primary responsibility of managing electoral processes to know and get abreast with the new Electoral Act and provisions of this Act. So we have done this, and I think everybody knows what to do during the election or electoral processes. Aside from that, policing election is one thing. Then policing our environment to have a conducive environment for good conduct of election is another thing entirely. So we can now see that the police is saddled with many responsibilities. We need to first and foremost have a very secure environment. All our communities, towns, villages, wards, local government, 774 local government councils, the states, 36 states, including FCT, and the 33 senatorial districts per state. All these places, all these sectorial areas, segments, units, micro units of our communities must be adequately protected before we can even thinking of having an election.